Here's a story of what some people deal with in the American justice system when it comes to the war on drugs. A Florida man who says he was arrested after police officers mistook crumbs from his Krispy Kreme donut for methamphetamine has reportedly been awarded $37,500 after reaching a settlement with the city of Orlando. Daniel Rushing, 65 years old, sued the city after his arrest in December 2015. He had been pulled over for a traffic violation when Corporal Shelby Riggs Hopkin spotted a rock-like substance on the floor of his car. Rushing insisted the substance was just flakes from the glaze of a Krispy Kreme donut he'd eaten, but the officer wrote in the arrest report that she recognized through my 11 years of training and experience as a law enforcement officer that the substance to be some sort of narcotic. Police conducted roadside drug tests on the substance, and 2 of them came up positive for cocaine. According to WHAS-TV, however, the officers who administered the drug tests had not been trained properly to use them. Rushing told the Orlando Sentinel at the time he was handcuffed, arrested, taken to county jail, and strip searched. He was held for about 10 hours before being released on $2,500 bond. Okay, now, this links in directly with a story that we had covered a while back, which is, it's not just that, they say, according to this piece, that, okay, the officers didn't know how to properly use the field drug test. That's what they're saying. But we covered a story about how those actually are not good. They're not reliable. How accurate they are is significantly less than you would expect. I don't know the exact numbers. I don't remember the exact numbers, I should say, because we covered the story, but I don't know if it's 60% accurate or 70% accurate, and there are false positives that are triggered all the fucking time. So this isn't scientific. That field drug test with the liquid, that's not scientific. It looks scientific, it's not. So this is what happens. This is what happens. This poor guy was eating his Krispy Kreme donut, driving along, gets pulled over. An officer goes, from my 11 years experience. How fucking self-righteous is that shit? From my 11 years experience, the little substance I see on the ground has gotta be methamphetamine. Let's test him. Guilty, send him to prison and strip search him. You know what would have prevented this whole thing? If we didn't have the drug war? Wouldn't that be lovely? I mean, think about all the shit the cops should be doing. Hey, don't you have somebody who's committing assault or rape or murder to chase after? No, you're too busy making sure people aren't going 6 miles an hour over the speed limit, pulling them over, and then throwing them in prison and throwing them in jail because they had a Krispy Kreme donut that triggered a false positive on your shitty drug test. I'm actually pissed he didn't get more. $37,500 to go through the nightmare of being arrested and being fucking strip searched and having them tell you, no, it's drugs, and meanwhile, you know damn well it's not drugs. But as I said before, even if it was drugs, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It shouldn't be something he gets locked up in a cage and they throw away the key for that. That's ridiculous. So here we are. We're still doing, this is prohibition. That's what this is. You know how alcohol prohibition we had, and then after a while they had to get rid of it? So like, wow, that failed massively and made the mafia incredibly powerful. Well, that's what we have with the drug war, except with the drug war, it's drug cartels. So crime has shot up in an amazing way because of drug prohibition. That's what this is. This is prohibition. So holy shit, man. Can you imagine going through that ordeal? This poor fucking guy just had a Krispy Kreme donut. Ugh. It's almost like the system is totally broken and it needs reform the day before yesterday.